8 days off, and now it's league play. It's always a little different perspective once you jump into Big Ten play with these games here in December, and coming off a game on Thanksgiving Day that was very successful from our standpoint. I think we got better as a team. It's always exciting. Curiosity to see what the draw would be and how many people were watching, and to see those kind of numbers was just terrific, and a great exposure for our program. The marketing and public relations of that for our program were fantastic, and we played well. And it was nice to I said in the post game, it was nice to see some of your visions that you had throughout the course of the preseason coming to fruition, with making balls and the spacing and just the willingness to share, the willingness for multiple guys to make shots, not just Tommy, and then to see KJ, just kind of take over late game, but and do that against a team that's we all know has got multiple pros and Hall of Fame coach. So now it's Big Ten play, and we get Northwestern, and been extremely impressed with them on film. They're coming off a heartbreaking loss at Iowa. We all know how tough a place that is to play, but a couple of 20-point scorers, a couple of guys that are going to be in the running for first team All Big Ten, and Barnhizer and Martinelli. They're doing it a little bit different than they did in the past without Boo. A lot of booty ball type situations with those guys causing matchup problems and difficulties. But most importantly, they're very good defensively. They're very sound. Max does an incredible job of protecting the rim, and then they're doing a great job right now of not giving up threes. So a very good basketball team. Chris does an unbelievable job, and a team that I laughed when I saw where they were picked in the preseason, knowing that the guys they've got back. So a much better team than that, in my opinion. So we'll have to play well. It's always a great environment in Evanston, and we'll be excited to see see if we can keep growing and keep playing to the best of our abilities.
Brady, you've talked a lot about Kylan's defense, but offensively, what has he settled into? Getting the free throw line, seems like he's getting to the rim a little bit more. What's he brought there?
Yeah, we've really challenged him all along with making the free throw line, a friendly place to be, and a place that he wants to be. He's big and strong. He can take multiple hits. He's crafty. He's got good athleticism, it's just slowing down. It's comfort. It's understanding. The paint's going to be a little different looking than it was for him in the past. Making rim decisions, and being effective making those decisions. So, when you look at the free throw line as an ally and not something you want to avoid getting fouled, he's been very resourceful in doing that, and I think he can continue to grow his game as he gets to the foul line 8-10 times a game.
You said you were seeing some of what you envisioned coming to life in the last few games. How much of that was the pick and pop game that's available to you now with Tommy?
It's just a piece of it. That got magnified because he made some, but it's just a piece of it, and it's the spacing, and it's the extra passes. It's the going under a ball screen and being able to jump up and shoot it. It's the extra pass to the corner. It's the creating the opportunities to cut when they're trying to tag. It's all those things that kind of happen. It's still being aggressive, being downhill in the paint. I think we're one of the top 25 teams and still in attacking the paint, and that's the ultimate goal. And then making the right reads off that. So the pick and pop sets a lot of that up. It distorts a defense when you've got a 5-man who can shoot, but that's just a small piece of what we were excited about.
Now that Feast Week is over, do you like the one-off games like Alabama and Arkansas, or would you still be interested in a multi-game MTE in the future?
I'm not going to go to 3-game multi-team events. I just don't see any value in that. I've said that for years. I've got no problem with the 2, but I love what we did. If they want to put us on Thanksgiving after the Bears, sign me up. I'm in every year they want to do that, and I like that. The travel's great. It gives us our fans an opportunity to see us play, and I think we've scheduled around that, knowing that we don't have 2 or 3 games in one site against high major opponents, but we've done that with the series with Alabama, the series with Tennessee, the bragging rights game. Different opportunities present themselves. In the past, it's been the Jimmy V. I like those games, and it's a challenge. You've got 2 games, league games in December, following those up as well. Timing becomes part of that. So I love what we did on Thanksgiving. It was a very, very positive thing for our program.
What have you
Was
seen
the
from
Players Era
Jake?
Festival something that caught your attention at all?
Sure. I mean, I think there were decent games, but it's there was good opponents, and I think it's something that you will always track as we move forward. But again, it's long time in Vegas.
What have you seen from Jake for him to maybe earn more meaningful minutes the last couple of games?
Doesn't have anything to do with earning the minutes. It's kind of the feel of what that game brought. I mean, there's going to be games he's going to play 25. It could be different. The other night, and you look at Will Riley and what Will's been doing from the 3-point line and his percentage, and knowing that that's going to be a gravity guy, a guy that's going to keep that floor spread and keep it wide open. And not that Jake's not shooting the ball well from the 3, but there's a difference in how the other teams sometimes perceive Will. So Will didn't have a great game, but boy, he drew a lot of attention, and that's some of the things that happen. Every game's different, and it's nice to have those luxuries.
In the offseason, you were critical of the defense. You wanted it to be better. How would you just kind of create the progression of the defense throughout the regular season?
I've been really pleased with it. We've been really solid. Every game's had its different challenges. I think we've been able to adapt to that. Arkansas is a dribble drive team. They do a lot of what we call go catches. They probably have one of the best guys at it in the country. But I thought we did a really good job of taking away their 3-point shooters. And, we handled the pick and pop 5 with Big Z. So there's different challenges, different games. This one obviously provides a different challenge, but, led by Kylan. I think KJ's been really good. I think Ben was tremendous in our last game in terms of the help and the support. And it's growing, and we're getting better every day.
How'd you approach the week in between games? Is there anything you really wanted to get out of that?
Yeah, a lot of scrimmaging. We've continued to add a little bit on both ends of the court, scheme-wise, growing our package. We've been, to be quite honest, very simple offensively. But we keep growing that a little bit. And then it was nice just to, kind of get a mental break a little bit. We gave them 2 days off on Friday and Saturday, to accommodate some NCAA rules that had to be in there. But yeah, we've done a lot up and down and a lot of shooting.
What value did you see maybe scrimmaging quite a bit this past week?
Everything this group can do 5-on-5. We play 5-on-5 every day, competitive. We scrimmage a lot, and everything this group can do competitively against each other and with each other it helps us grow. When you get 10 new guys, it's a pretty good way. We mix up lineups. We look at different things. We play different games. They're not just traditional 2s and 3s, and so it gives us a different little variety to to pay attention to.
Is that different than years past? Just because of your depth,
Yeah.
is that different?
Yeah, it's different, and we're new, and we're a lot newer. And we started going up and down quite a bit last year. We just did it in little shorter stints than maybe we are this year. You know, it changes conditioning and how you do conditioning when you're running up and down, and that's good. And we're able to stress things. We're dialing into a lot of late game situations in those moments as well. So quite a bit. Yeah, we're doing quite a bit more.
What is your process for learning a team in the first 3 weeks of the month of the season?
I go with a blank slate. I don't know. I think one of the worst things you can do as a coach is assume you know them when you truly don't, and see how they all fit. And so it's just been, you guys have been around me a long time now, and I mean we've always made a lot of adjustments at different points early in the season, and it's usually because I haven't got it right, and it's making those adjustments to get it right. And we're still doing that. I think we're getting more comfortable with our substitution patterns and what groups work well together. What that looks like, and you saw a little bit of Jake Davis in the other game, and in the Arkansas game, and again Jake fit that game, and so we're still fine tuning some things, but I kind of go with a blank slate and then have to see it, and I'm a visual guy, and then we do a lot of tinkering in practice as well.
How do you want your guys to kind of adapt to Northwestern in the way they defend people? Just doesn't seem like they're going to be real interested in letting you shoot 43s tomorrow night.
I wish they would, but they're doing a great job. It's one of the changes they've made.
Right.
Last year they were a heavy help team. Probably in retrospect trying to protect Boo a little bit.
Sure.
This year they're going home, and they're playing. They're giving up a lot less threes. They did a great job in the second half against Iowa of not giving them threes. But you take what that game, what the game gives you. We're going to continue to space. We're going to continue to see, what their coverages look like. They do a great job of just being in front of you, and and making you shoot over them. And it's always been one of the beauties of their defense is it's very, very sound in its initial shell.
You didn't see a lot out of Trey against Arkansas. What do you want to see against him against Northwestern?
Yeah, on the glass, he's a guy that has had a great week of practice. He's been very, very active. Defensively, he's a guy that we have a lot of confidence in. He's a guy that can make shots. He's a guy that can drive it. And we'll see, how that game plays out and what that looks like. But I'm expecting a really, really nice night for him.
What have we seen with Martinelli's progression? A guy probably pretty familiar with as a prospect playing with Ty on Main Street. So what have you seen in the player he's become?
Yeah, he's so versatile. He's big, he's strong, he's a guy that scores it in a lot of ways. I think everybody knows he's left-handed. He's got a nice left-handed jump hook. I think everybody might have questioned in high school his ability to shoot a three. He's a good three-point shooter. He's letting him go. He can play on the ball as a point guard and handle it, and yet he can get down on the blocks and be as nasty and effective down there as he is anywhere. So I love his versatility. He's turned into a really, really good high major player, and if you average 20 plus points a game in at this level, you're doing a lot of things really well.
Let's see.
Shown you a month's worth of games.
Really good player. Really good player. Both ends, smart, cerebral, doesn't do anything that he can't do. Really good player.
Tomorrow's the official first road game of the season. What do you tell you guys about Welsh Ryan and how challenging that's been?
It's always been that. The Illinois Northwestern game has always been a festive environment, a great challenge like they all are in this league. You've got to be tough. We've had some tough losses in there. Last year was one of them. It's an 8 o'clock game on a Friday night. I can imagine that the student section will be pretty riled up, and and may have some feel good in them at that time. But it's always loud, it's rowdy, and it makes for a great college atmosphere, and it's a fun game to be a part of, and we got to tune that out. We've got enough issues with Northwestern and the guys on the court, but yeah, it's just a great college environment.
Northwestern is one of the few teams you'll see twice. I guess, how do you envision an 18-team Big Ten playing out in basketball?
I don't know. I think right now you've got the two Michigans, and Oregon have won on the road. I really look at it that way. I don't know. We don't know how travel's going to impact things. I am really trying to keep it literally as simple as I can. Pay attention to the net, pay attention to Ken Palm, not worry about anything else. Make sure our stuff is wound solid and we're tight, and it's you're going to see discrepancies in strength of schedule. All of that's going to probably play out. It has in football. It's a conversation point. I'm not worried about that. I just want it game by game, day by day, us to get better and keep moving in the right direction. I think we've got all of our games maybe right now up to Washington or Quad 1 games. So other than Chicago State. And so that's pretty good strength of schedule. That fares pretty well for the net. So we just got to continue to get better and win them and take it game by game.
With Ben, I know rebounding was a conversation you guys had, elevating that this offseason. How have you seen him, and how do you keep pushing that envelope forward with him?
He still has to be better, and he's 6'9", and I'm going to be unrelenting on guys that are 6'9", and they got to rebound the basketball. And when he rebounds it, he's got the ability to push it in the break. He's a 1 dribble, 2 dribble outlet guy. He's around it. He's making a concentrated effort to be that guy. I love that about him. He's cerebral, and he's as assignment sound as anybody we have, and I appreciate that. So, defensively, his man may not get it. Somebody else needs to clean it up because he may not get it because he's blocking his guy out. So, but we're working on that, and he's doing a great job thus far.